Well, we are on our way back to Brunswick. We've had a good start. Well, not a great start. Ollie's team got beat, but a pretty good start to the weekend. Saturday, we were at the game. Saturday night, Amy and I are going out to celebrate our anniversary, which is tomorrow. I took the Saturday off. Sunday, I have to go to the Poconos, and then Amy has to go to Ontario with Ollie. So you're starting to see the chaos of our family throughout the summer. But it's just one of those things, you know, you got to tell yourself, Ollie's only 12 once, right? Ava's only 14 once. And, you know, these are things that we know we would rather make things difficult for ourselves than miss them. So I think the same as every parent out there. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it is turning out to be a pretty chaotic start to the summer, but both Amy and I know that's only the tip of the iceberg as we get into July and August. But it isn't July or August, it is June. We're going to talk about the racehorses first this week. Admiral Dio is just a victim of poor draws his last little bit. Tyler got him away really well his last start. If I can get this horse to the front in this class, I can beat them. I can beat this class with him. And I just think these poor draws have really stymied his ability to do any damage in this class. You don't know that word, stymied? Did you like that one? Did you like that? Just threw that one out there, right out of the hat. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Are you going to call shenanigans on it?
Yeah.
All right. So Admiral Dio, if I can get him out of there, I'm telling you, he'll do well. Drebin is still swimming, I guess. Like I said, there's no rush. He's getting good cardio. When we put him into land training, my only, and it won't be request, it will be, my only demand will be that he sticks to land training. There'll be no, hybrid. He's going to have to do his work on land, and I'm sure he'll be fine. As I said, that minor line that was in his foot was lateral towards the bottom of the foot. It was the prognosis was as good as it's going to get, is excellent, and he'll heal 100%. I've seen horses. White Tiger had one when he was young. So did No Free Lunch. They all healed up perfectly fine. So Drebin will be back at it as soon as we get a clean bill of health from the vet, I would suspect, in the next week or so. Tenacious Hanover did not get in this week. It was a great race from him last week and the week before, just getting beaten 53 and then winning in 54. Horse is actually racing really, really well. Time is on my side, is off to the East Coast. Tim is going to have him shipped down to the East Coast, and we're going to race him, I guess, next weekend, right? The 13th. That's another thing going on this next weekend. He'll race down there. Now, I don't know if Scott's going to drive him or if James or if Mark. Somebody's going to drive him. James will get first offering since he has been driving the horse. But we'll see how that plays out over the next little while. Vehement, he didn't tie up the other day. His feet must have been sore. He tied up a little bit, but not near enough. You could say it should impact his race. Just needed a little bit of that work, and we were a little bit, maybe a week late doing it. I thought he was a little rusty feeling the week when he was second. But coming into his race the other day, all seemed well. It just wasn't. He wasn't functioning well going to the gate. I was off the gate by quite a bit. He still trotted in 2 minutes, but just a fraction of what he should have been able to do, especially as the favorite or second favorite on the board. So he'll be back in to go next weekend. We're going to do some work on him first part of the week. Maybe even today they were going to do work on him. We'll train him in the race bike Monday or Tuesday for Saturday and make sure he's plenty tight and ready to go. Save America off to PEI. I talked about it in our opening. It just made financial sense to send him down there, and at the same time, looking at the summer, he could have minimal shipping, diminished, and I hesitate to say this because it seems unfair, but the competition is going to be a little watered down for who he has to race against, and there's good horses down there. It's not going to be a walkover, but what he's used to being racing against for the last little while, not quite comparable, I don't think. And I shouldn't say that, but maybe there's some killers down there right now. I can assure you this. There's no horses he's going to race against that win in 49-3 in the last race. So that's what he's up against. Spitfire Overseas has been racing great. I am so pleased that this horse is going to be able to be a full-time half-mile open track horse, or open half-mile track horse. That you would have been tough to sell me on that over the last year or two with Spitfire. I was still very surprised how well he trotted last week, and I'm glad that he's fitting in well at Northfield Park. I hope it's not an easy task to jump up and drive Spitfire Overseas, so all the luck in the world needed, and I wish Tyler all the luck with him tomorrow. Texan Soprano race good, as I mentioned earlier, out of the 8 hole. Can't ask for much more for that from that horse out of the 8 hole as he did the other day. Mark still ended up getting a bone with him. Greatest Endings foot is coming along nicely. It's healing up nicely. It wasn't a big giant quarter crack. It was more run-of-the-mill quarter crack. He may actually miss next week. I'm not sure. That will be up to Jason. I said, listen, you want to give him 2 weeks? Give him 2 weeks. You want to give him 1? Give him 1. It's up to you. JK Victory drew the outside again this week, so I don't know what Tyler Borth's going to... I think he drew the outside, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what Tyler's going to do with him, but obviously a little disappointed that he hasn't been consistent in Ontario. He raced good 2 starts back, and then I thought I was really pleased the way he left with him the other day, but he really fizzled out and didn't fire very much. So I'm cautiously optimistic with respect to JK Victory moving forward. Looks like Money just continues to have a great year. I talked about him in the opening, how I guess it's not lost on me that I could have won the Open yesterday had I just moved him a hair before Jeremy Indoff. But the race from that point to the wire did not go the way I thought it would. I thought Chapelier, although I knew he didn't corner well, I thought he would put up a little more of a fight in the last turn. I thought maybe Ronnie would pop into the 2 hole. Either way, I would have a real clear run at them. I did, but Chapelier had enough left to put us away. So, at the end of the day, next week there'll be a little more of a tussle from Looks Like Money. I guess my one takeaway from him, at least leading into the race, was we just can't gut him every week. We can't gun him every single week. And I knew that I was going to get away third. I knew how the race was going to go, and I was a little surprised that Jeremy didn't want me out in front of him. But as I said, he finished up well. He'll be a better horse for it moving forward. Neptune, victim of the draw again this week. Now, he isn't drawing bad very often, but he certainly drew bad this week, drawing the 8 hole on Sunday night. That's going to be a tall mountain to climb, I can tell you that. Rock Shining Star is racing well, has been racing well, continues to race well, and quite frankly, over the next 48 hours, they've said a couple of times now, he is our best shot. He races tonight with Tyler Angus and Jason Ian Scioto. 3-point blue chip, his leg is coming down. As I said to everybody the other day, it's imperative we cool that out, harden it up, change his shoes, get him back going, and get him back in the box. But that is literally on a step-by-step. That's the step-by-step process you need to take. Cool it out, harden it up, change his shoes, get him going, get him in. Those are the steps for 3-point blue chip moving forward, and we're still on step number 1. Trosa, 10 hole tonight. We had some real trouble with the draw this week, and this guy is yet another time that we had trouble with the draw. 10 hole tonight in Ontario. Yo Mister, he'll be in to go next week. Pretty hard not to be happy with the way he's been racing. His output has been on point for the last little while. Delicious Stone DK is back in to go on Monday. Hopeful for a good mile from him. And then, speaking of bad draws, Patrick DePrana, who has really struggled to draw well at all over the last little while, drew the 8 hole today and really precipitated my day off, quite frankly. He drew poorly. I had a couple other horses that were kind of so-sos in the meadows. My only shining point of the entire day was Tim's filly, Time Is On My Side sister, in the Stallion Series, and I just opted to say, listen, all the best drivers in the world are there today for the most part, I believe. She doesn't need me, and quite frankly, I haven't seen my wife in 4 days or 5 days. I'm staying home with my family. I'm going to watch Ollie play baseball, and I'm going to spend some time with my family, and especially my wife, the night before our anniversary in Ohio. So that is the plan for today. So with that, I'll let you guys go. I'm going to come back. We're going to talk with the 3-year-olds. Going to talk briefly about the 2-year-olds. They're all on display right now. You don't need to hear me babble on about them. They're going to show you. They did somewhat in Ontario this weekend. They are going to also on Tuesday. And then we may have one qualifier leading up to the 22nd for some of these horses also. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you're having a great weekend wherever you might be. The weather is fantastic here in Ohio. I hope it is every bit as good wherever you are. Take care. I will talk to you all this week.